Let me. Yeah, thanks for all your confirmation. Today, what we'll do is we'll continue with the data pre-processing or data munging part, the data imputation. This is one of the important step that we carry out as part of the data pre-processing or data munging. Okay, data munging, data pre-processing, all these things are same. Okay, but different people they use different terms for the same task. So I'm going to import the numpy package, import pandas as pd, and from scipy dot stats import mode. I don't know if mode is available now, because every now and then the packages or the submodules in the packages are getting changed. Sometimes the methods that are available as part of the package also changes. Let us see. Though we use it frequently, I don't know the version which I'm using it. It supports or supports it or not. Okay, I just check whether I have there is a file called retaildm.csv. Let me just separator equal to comma. I just say this one, file not found. Okay, the code encoding problem. So what I'm going to do is the encoding is ISO 8859, I guess, 1. Okay. Yes, it's correct. Dot head of 3. Okay, I don't want to see all the data. So here I have ingested the retail DM dot retail data set to a data frame called retail, and here I just wanted to see how many the first 3 records, top 3 records. Okay, here we have how many columns? We have 6 columns are there. Of the 6 columns, 3 of them are numerical, remaining 3 are categorical: product name, category, and store manager. Okay, good. And next one is we want to check do we have any missing values are there in this data set. So here the before we proceed with the next topic, the objective of this exercise is to perform data imputation. What is data imputation? If you have any missing values in a data set, not all the time you get the complete data. There are some cases you will have some missing values in your data set. If the missing values are more, for example, given the data set, 50% of the missing values, if you find it, then that data is not helpful. There is no point in doing data imputation also. Better you can send it back to the customer, ask them to give the good data. Okay. Supposing you have 5 to 10% of data, if you find it missing values, still you can go ahead and perform the data imputation, which means wherever the missing values are there, you can replace it with the average. Okay, replacing the missing value with some value. Usually academically what we do is we take the average of that specific column. For example, you have a quantity column. In the quantity column for a specific product, you found some missing values. NA means not available. In that case, you take the average of the quantity, entire quantity column, and then replace that average with this missing value. Okay. But this doesn't sound good. For example, just because customers buy 293 products, this one may be a spare parts, right? The spare parts, maybe they are selling it more. The same quantity, is not applicable for, listen, a person is buying a TV or laptop. They cannot afford to buy 293, right? Let's say if you take the average comes around 200 laptops, no one will buy it, right? except companies. But that is the thing, so if you have missing values, conventionally we replace the missing value with the average of that specific column. Instead of doing that, we perform condition based imputation. In case any missing values are there, based on some condition, we will replace the missing value with the conditional mean. Okay. So next, what I'm going to do is we will see 1 second. Yeah, next we'll check do we have any missing values are there in any of these columns. We have is null function is available. In the interview, they will ask you which function that you use it to find out the missing values in it. Is null function. Retail dot is null alone, if you give, it will give you the true, false, and all. Okay, and followed by that, if you use some function, this is helpful to understand how much missing values are there in each column. How much missing values are there in each column, right? So this is what we are seeing it. And next one is we'll explore the data type of each column, retail.d types. Retail.d types. And okay, next one is, okay, now we understood in the case of, okay, let us see how much data is there. How do we find out how many number of rows are there, how many columns are there in a data frame? Can someone type it in the chat window? How do you find out how many number of records or columns are there in this data frame? Working professionals, fine. You're all busy. How about others? We have uploaded the videos almost 3 days back. All the videos. Can someone tell me how do you find out how many number of rows and columns are there in the data frame? Shape. 100,6. 100 records are there and 6 columns are there, right? The shape is the one helps us to understand number of records. And if you want to see only the number of rows, shape of 0. Okay, it's a kind of index value, right? 100 records are there in this data set. Out of 100 records, in the product name column, 3 record for 3 products, we don't have the name at all. Product name itself missing. And for 9 categories, and then the category column, we can see 9 missing values. Likewise, we can, but if you look at it, the quantity column has 27 missing values. Compared to other columns, this is the one we have more number of missing values. Percentage sold also more. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is, we will, okay, let me do one thing. Okay, what we will do is now, if I want to check only in the price column, how many missing values, is it possible to check only this for price column? So retail dot price dot is null. We can find out by column wise also. Okay, is null dot sum function. You need to use it. 8 records are missing. The same thing here. If you want to check any specific column, I don't want to see the entire data frame missing values. Specific column only I'm interested. Not all the columns I'm interested. That kind of situation, you can check this way also. Okay. And next one is, let me just remove this. If I want to see the missing values in more than one column, how can I see that? Retail dot locate and the retail dot price dot null function. Okay, I wanted to check the missing values, or how many missing values are there in the price column in the retail data set. And along with that, I wanted to display only 3 columns. Category, comma, what other? Yeah, product name, capital N, product name. What else we can use it? Price, okay. Okay, price. Yeah, this is small letter. See, it's case sensitive. If the column Name starts with capital letter. You need to use capital letter. Null. Okay. Series object has no attribute. Sorry, is null function, not null. We have is NA function is available. Is NA is null function. There is nothing like null function. Okay. Now we can see that all the missing values in the price column. I want to view only the missing values related records. That too, I want to view only the category and product name column along with the price. This is another way of looking at it. Okay. And the next one is, yes, next one is, I say retail dot drop NA. Here, how, there is an option called how are we equal to all. I'm going to use shape here. How many of you remember in place? What is in place does? In place option. So here, in a drop in a function will drop all the missing values in my data set. But we have an option. The drop in a function, we have an option called how equal to all, how equal to any. All and any is there. First, let us check in all. Okay. If I use this command, what will happen is it will remove all the records or columns that have the missing values in it. Okay, it remove all the missing values in a data set. Okay, and 1 second, sorry, I'm getting called. Okay, but before dropping the missing values in my data set, I want to check how many records will get dropped if I use this command. It's something like in the movie shooting, right? They will give you the demo about how to perform, right? Before they finalize the shot, right? They will do some kind of demo, right? Based on the demo, the actor should act. So it's something like before even, it's kind of, before even we drop the records. See, if I use up to this, it will drop the records, all the records that have missing values in it. See here, all these records, right? And 2, 4, 6, 8 records will get deleted. Though I don't have, though I have only few missing values or NaN here. Okay, not a number. Okay, so it will, it will delete all the records just because I have missing values here and all the records, right? And here also I have some NaN. It will drop all the records. But here only two records we have missing values just because the drop in a function will take into account of the entire data set. Okay. But now I don't want to drop all the records that have missing, all the values, all the columns, all the records that have missing values in it. Before I drop it, I'm going to smartly use shape. Okay. If I drop the missing values in my data set, out of the 100 records, how many more records will remain? After removing the duplicate records, how many more records am I going to have it in my hand? So this drop NA equal to all, which means, right, in this case, we have two records that have missing values in it. We have two records, two blank records are there. What do you mean by blank records? Two blank records. That means, all the columns, all the 6 columns, it doesn't have any value in it. Blank record. That is what blank record. Yes, Saisri, you are correct. Okay, yeah, that's correct, right? So yeah, so before even, but if I give only this command, it will remove the remaining 2 records. Oh, sorry. There was a sudden blip in my connection. Okay. And somehow it went into, I think now it's audible, right? Okay. See, what is happening here is there are two things you need to understand. Drop any in the sense, remove the blank records, which means none of the columns have values in it. That is what blank record. Any is drop the records even if it has one missing value in any specific column. Just because I have one missing value here, it will drop the entire record. But here I don't have missing values, right? We have some value here. But still, just because I have, this here and here I have missing values, it will remove the entire record. That is what any option does. Now the question is, then what is the point in using any, right? It will blindly. So the any when it is helpful is, for example, you have some condition like quantity and price column. If these two columns have any missing values, then drop the record. Quantity and price column should have value in it, because this is the important column. Okay, in that kind of situation, this is very much helpful. Okay, so what I'll do is retail dot, here if I give like this, let us see what happens. How many records I have it in total? 100 records. But when I use any, if I use any option, what does it tells us? Even if you have missing value, any one of the columns, entire thing is, see, for example, a simple analogy here, in a team, 10 people are there, 2 people are useless, right? They are dumb guys. And just because 2 guys are dumb guys, if you sack all the 10 employees from the company, what will happen? Is that reasonable decision? Is that a correct decision? No, right? Just because 2 guys are not performing well, dumb guys. If you send out the 10 guys outside of your company, that is very bad, isn't it? So that is what the situation here. Even if any one column have missing value, it will remove the entire record. Whereas here, if all the employees are dumb guys, right, you send them out. So blank record. So which means blank record. This is not a blank record. If any one of the column have missing values, then drop the record. If you do that way, what will happen? You are going to have only 57 records if you drop it. But I have not dropped it. Before dropping it, I am checking it. How many more records am I going to left with if I use this option? If I use this option. If I use this option, I'm going to, ideally we have to use this one, okay? Because we have two blank records are there. Hence, we need to drop this. I have not yet dropped it. How to drop it? I just go here. I'm going to remove this shape, okay? How equal to all. If I do this way, drop equal to all, okay? And in the next line, if I say retail dot shape, let's see how much. Still, we are left with 100 records. I told you, along with this one, if I use shape, it will not drop the records, but it will give an idea how much more records you are going to have it if it deletes the 2 blank records. Okay, I removed the shape, but still, so this is where the in place is coming to picture. In place equal to true, permanently deleted. So in place equal to true, and if I give this one, look here, permanently 2 records got deleted. Now you understood the purpose of using in place. Guys, please remember this. And here, retail dot shape. So now after deleting the blank records, we are left with 90 records. Okay, 2 records got deleted because those 2 records have blank values in all the columns. Okay, now I checked it. Yes, we are left with only 98. Out of the 98 records, now we will check it. Now we will check. We are going to have only 57 records. Remaining records will get deleted just because you have missing values in any specific column. The entire record will get deleted. That is whatever any option. And here, what I am going to do is, now you understood what is the isNull function. Using isNull function, you can find out the missing values. Using drop and a, with how equal to all option, you can drop the blank records, but you need to make sure that you are given in place equal to true. By default, it is false. And next one is any. Any will drop the records in case of even a single column has missing value in it. Got it? Okay, next one is fill and A. For example, I have something called quantity column. Quantity column, how many missing values we have it? I just 27, yeah, 27 records. We could see that missing values are in the quantity column. So what I am going to do is here, I'm going to use fill any. So is null function, drop any function, fill any function. Using fill any, we are performing the imputation. For example, np dot mean. For the sake of simplification, we are taking the average on the quantity column, and then we are going to fill wherever the missing values are there in the quantity column. Okay, this don't literally go by the don't reason it out here. Simply for the sake of understanding, I'm doing it. Okay, fine. Fill in a function will replace the missing values with some value. In this case, the sum value is nothing but mean. It takes the average of the quantity column, and then it replaces wherever missing values are there in the quantity column. It is going to replace it. For example, if your average quantity, the quantity averages, let's 36, that 36 will get filled in these 27 places. Okay, so now let us go and check the same thing, whether it has performed the imputation or not. Now the 27 should show 0, right? But it shows only 25 records. Retail dot quantity, yeah, so but still we have some missing values. Okay, let us do one thing. In this case, yes, what I will do is, what can we do now? So retail dot quantity, it shows fill any, and okay, it shows only 25. It got reduced from 27 to 22. Only in two places it has replaced this one. Sorry, this is, yeah, it's correct only, right? Yeah, 25 and retail dot quantity. Okay, let me just check. I'll just use this one. So in the quantity column, let me do one thing here. I will just use 30 records. Still, yeah, we have NAN is there. NAN is nothing but not a number. Okay, there is something wrong here, NAN. And okay, and let us check the average value of the quantity column. Hold on, how do you check the average column here? We will take the mean of that one. Okay, let me do np dot mean. We have something called np. Np stands for numpy package. Retail dot quantity. 5126 is there, right? This is the one. And okay, so we have some problem here. Okay, this is the average quantity, right? If you are going to replace this average value for the records where you have missing values for the quantity, right? 25 values, if you replace this, it doesn't make sense. But first, let us understand how it works. Fill any, okay? np dot mean retail dot quantity. We are taking the average, and with fill any, we have replaced it, okay? Let me check, which records have NAN in it. So how do we display that? The same thing here. Specific column alone, we'll find out. This is the one I'm going to use it. Locate, and instead of price, I'm going to use the quantity. Okay, here, sorry, instead of price, I'm going to use quantity column. Okay, so that you want to make sure NAN is there, right? So yeah, So these are the records we have any and here. Here count function. Okay, no, it is not doing the correct thing. Yeah, we want to check the 25 records. Yes, 25 records have the missing values in it, right? The shape combined with this, we can check it. Okay, what we will do is we will leave it 1 second. Let me just we will give it a try one more time. Okay, instead of this, I will do one thing. I just check fill any retail.quantity fill any. Here, what it is, I will just try the hard coded one for the sake of testing purpose. Okay, I just execute this one, and we will check if it has done anything here. Still quantity is 25, something which is crazy here. Okay. What I am going to do is I'm going to leave it as it is at this moment. Next, what we will do is yes, we have some other issue. We'll deal with this in different way. In the meanwhile, let's take a look at the store manager column. Store manager column, we have 0 in it, right? Yes. Store manager, we have 0. Yeah, we don't see any issues there with store manager column. Very good. And fine. So next one is the price column. If you see the price column, we have 8 missing values are there. And if you expand this here, 2, 4, 6, 8 records, and still I could see the blank values are there in all these 3 columns. Okay, you don't know the product name, you don't know the category name, you don't know the price name, right? So better we can remove this record. This doesn't make any sense. At least if you have the product name, you can find out the price, right? You can ask someone, hey, for this product, which falls under this category, can you please give me the price, right? You can ask the appropriate data owner or application owner, they will give you that. But if you don't have anything, what you can ask, right? These 2 records, probably we can ignore it at this moment. This is not the problem which we can deal with it. Okay, it is not. See, there are certain tasks, you need to tell them this is not my scope of work. But here, yes. So here, how do we deal with this? In this case, I can see home SEPA hair purifier. This product falls under, this air purifier falls under the category called appliances. Here I can see the missing value here. How do I find out the price for this one? Is there any way that I can find out the price for this product? Can someone tell me just a simple common sense question? Sudha, you are correct. You are partially correct. Yes, Deepa, you are partially correct. And Sai Sri, you are also partially correct, but it is not fully correct. But that's a good thought. Okay. Can someone tell me how can I find out the price of this product name? How will you find out? Simple common sense. Check if the same product is occurring more than one time in this data set, right? Here, retail dot price. Product name is equivalent to, we can give this one. Home SEPA Purify. This is the product name. For this product, give me the price. We can query this way, right? sorry, here double equal sign, and retail product name is equivalent to, yes, see, we got it. In the index number 12, for index number 12, this is the row number, right? Index number 12. Here we have the missing value for the Ohm's HEPA air purifier. But in another record, we have a price for the same product. In index number 4, we have the value price for the Ohm's HEPA air purifier. So what do you do if you are in this situation? How do you deal with this? How do you guys deal with this? Simple common sense. Tamil solunga. How will you deal with this? Yes, you are correct, Deepa. Deepa is correct. Aishu, you are correct. Perfect. So how do you deal with this? Two people answered it already. How do you deal with it? Guys, remember this, you are not going to watch or evaluate my capability, okay? You are coming here to learn and elevate your job. Please contribute. Please tell me, how do you... Swarna, why don't you tell me? For the same product, in another record, we have the price. But in this record, we don't have the price. How do you deal with this? You take this price, you put it here, right? Guys, this is simple common sense. Don't dream, okay? Are you all dreaming now? Please concentrate here. You find out the price for the same product that is available in another transaction. If it is there, you take that and you replace this one with that one, right? Correct? How will you find out, how will you replace this one? How do you replace this one? Okay, you take this value. How do you replace this one with this one? How do you do that? How do you do that? Jay Prashant, and how about others? Many of them are missing even after telling this one. So how will you replace this value with this value here? No one practiced it except the working people, right? The IT people, critical people, right? So I agree that. But how about other guys? Non-IT, you can still, right? Your job is cool job only, right? So how do you deal with this? Is equivalent to, can we try like this? NP dot mean, I'm going to say retail dot price. Here I'm going to say retail. This is a roundabout way. Let us try it out. Okay, let's see if this one works. Product name double is equivalent to Ohm's HEPA air purifier. Okay, before that, we will check if this logic is working or not. Okay, if this one is working, you know, if this gives any answer or not. If I take the average for the price column for this specific product, right? For this specific product, if you find out average for the price, whatever you're going to, yeah, if you add, you know, these two, right? This is nothing already. So only one value. This one divided by 1 is 5.94. Okay. So I take this value and then I'll assign it back to this one. Wherever Ohm's HEPA air purifier is there, for that specific product, replace the 5 by 5.94, right? Okay, that is the idea here. I'll just give it a try. Slide here is throwing some warning. Okay, now we will go and check. Let's ignore the one. I think, yeah, there is some issue here. Yeah, now it has been done. So now we did the imputation. Very good, right? This is now the assignment for you all is try it in different way. Okay, try with some other approach. Okay, come up with that and then show me that. Okay. Yeah, the very good question. Swarna is asking this question. So why do we have to put like this? Can't we use fill NA? Fill NA is for replacing the missing value. Why do we need to use this one? Can't we use fill NA? Yes, you can use fill NA. That's why I told you give it a try, right? Other approach. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload the data again because we have already performed some kind of imputation. Yeah, now if I do this again, it will show the same thing because I have reloaded the data 5.94. And here, what she says is instead of using this logic, better you can use fill and A. Okay, in this case, I just take this one. And here, I just put fill and A. Can you do it this way? Retail dot price. Here again, you need to say retail for that specific product, right? So otherwise, it will replace all the product with this price. We need to say, sorry, retail product name, retail price and retail product. Okay, and here I just say fill, okay, here in place equal to true. So make it permanent. We'll try this approach. If it is not working, you work on this one, okay? Take this one piece of thing and then you work on it. Equal to true. How many of you checked our website and the first data set download result itself? We upload all the scripts, okay? Let me just click on the run here, closing parenthesis. Okay, here it is a little bit, yeah, for ohms, EPA, RFR, for this record, you replace the missing value with the average of the price for the product name, home SEPA. Okay, and here I'll just check home SEPA product retail product name. Okay, here here I need to use the parenthesis, right? So the price, it starts here and it should end here. Home SEPA. This is for this one. Yeah, np dot mean for this. Okay, you need to find the average of that one. It is a little bit lengthy one, but when you practice it, you will learn it. Okay. No, the fill-in is not working. Maybe you can give it a try. Okay, this is for assignment for you. But the same thing I have achieved it with this logic. Okay, if I do it directly, it is imputing this value. It takes this value and replacing it here. Right? Okay. So this is one example. And next, what we will do is we will use group by along with this. And then, yeah, group by is not going to be helpful. What is that? Group by, we can do that. Swarna says we can take a group by on the product name. Okay. And then you take the mean and then you can do it. Yes, that's what. You just give it a try. See, okay. What she says is retail dot price dot fill NA. product name, and here I'm going to say one is enough. Then I'm going to say price. Fill any is a function. Yes, it has to, yeah, group by product name. Yeah, follow the code. Yeah, we have done that. And then price. Fill any retail dot group by is correct. And price. Unexpected end of line. Yeah, price here. Okay, okay. The price is correct only now. Here group by, where it is that? 1 second. So here the group by it ends here. This is for this one. Okay, fill any. Okay, okay, okay. Fill any, I'm using it. Hence, I need to complete this one with the, okay, we have apply function. And then the lambda function, x colon, x dot fill any, x dot min. I'll explain you what is lambda function. Oh, a lambda function I missed out for you all. True, okay, and I'm going to use this one. Yes. Now we are able to do this one with this. But we have already did this. If you do it, how will you get to know that? For that purpose, you need to reload the data again. And then what we will do is, we will use this logic. I'll explain the lambda, don't worry for now, 1 second. Yeah, so this approach is working fine. You are correct, right? We can, this is another approach. So here what we are doing is, we are grouping by the product name. See, first of all, what is lambda function? I will just, did I cover the lambda function? No, right? I don't think so. I have covered this one. Yes, Swarna, you are correct, right? But others don't know. I will just explain you now, okay? So we have something called lambda. Lambda is an anonymous function. For example, you wanted to do some simple operations like, let's say what can we do? So I say numbers equal to 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, and I want to square this value, square me. I'm going to use a lambda. Lambda is a reserved word. Okay, and x colon x double star is squaring. Okay, square the value, and here I'm going to say, yeah, here I'm going to say x for x in numbers. If you type sq me, so in this case, what happens is, we have something called lambda function. The reserved word is lambda, okay? And here, followed by the lambda, I mentioned x, which means, any, it's a kind of a parameter, okay? You can pass any parameter, and whatever the value, right? This kind of a parameter, and then here you are squaring this parameter. And here I mentioned x here. Okay, what is this x? For x in numbers. So for loop, what it does is, this is list comprehension, okay? It goes and picks up each and every value. First time it goes, picks up 1, okay? The 1 will get copied here, and the same 1 will be copied here. 1, 1. So 1 into 1 is 1. And second, and then the second item is 2. The loop goes and iterates each and every value, right? The 2 will come here. So 2 will get passed as a value here, and 2 into 2 squared is 4. This is what lambda function. Here what I'm doing is, there is another function called apply. So what I am doing is, using this apply function, whatever the value, so what value here, you're grouping the value here, right? You're grouping the product name and then the price. Product name and the price will be there. So group by, remember in SQL we discussed it. Okay. In this case, what happens, the price will be sent here, and then it goes and check if the price is having a missing value in it. If it is a missing value, it replaces the missing value with the price. In place equal to true. So, right, this is the correct approach, but this is kind of hard-coded approach. This is for testing purpose, you can use it, but this is not the solid way of writing the code. This is the best way of writing code. The apply function, using which you can apply this function on this output, on this output. Okay, this one produces product name comma price, so it will have unique values. Okay, it will remove the detailed records. It will give you the summarized value, right, for price. Forget about the fill any. I'm talking about this one, group by. And then what you do is, you in this grouped one, you take the values and right, you get the price. See, group by என்ன ஆகும்னா, ஸோ எப்பால வந்து இது ரெண்டுமே ஆட் ஆயிடுமா, ரெண்டு ப்ரைஸ் ஆட் ஆயிடும், 10.94. அதுல வந்து ஆவரேஜ் எடுக்கும். அந்த ஆவரேஜ் எடுத்து அதை வந்து we are replacing it, right? You just break this logic and then see இதை first இதை வந்து you just check. For example, look here, you just take this one. First you check what this one is doing it. Okay, group by product name price, and here I just say print. Here it is returning the series here, group by product name. Yeah, here otherwise இது ஏதாவது லிஸ்ட் தான் பண்ணணும். You do the list, it is a big list. All the products, we have 100 records, right? So for each, for example, the EPA homes appears how many times? Two times. That's what we have seen it, right? 2 times. But in that case, it will take into account of only one record. And then since we are using mean, it is finding out the average, and then it will return only one value when you do the group by. Okay, when you do the group by, that specific each product name will appear only one time, even though if it appears more than one time. That is what group by, right? It groups a similar records, and then it applies some function or something like that. In this case, we take the mean. Okay, we take the mean, and then we replace the mean for the price column wherever it has missing values. The fill in here dynamically, it goes and checks the missing value wherever it is there and then replace it. Okay. But in this case, what happens? The manual way of doing is, you find out the average for EPA home price. And if you have 100 records that have missing values for the EPA homes EPA, let's say if you have 100 records for this product and only one record you have missing values for the price, still it is going to update the average value for all the 100 records, which is not preferred. Hence, fill in is very much helpful from the performance point of view. Wherever the missing values are there in the the homes EPA, for that record only it replaces the mean value for the price. Got it? This is what called as condition-based imputation. Condition-based imputation. So you learned about the lambda. Lambda is also called as an anonymous function. Why it is called anonymous? Because when you create a function, how do you create a function in Python? How do we create a function in def? We have something called, def. Def is the reserved word. Okay, def is the reserved. Followed by that, you can give whatever the function name you want it. Okay. So for example, I'm going to def I'm going to say add. Okay, so def, what we will do, I'm going to say square me. Okay, square me, the same thing. Okay, square me, and this, here x, and here followed by that you need to give the colon. So the def is the reserved word. Okay, to create a user defined function. Okay, square me is the function. We can give whatever the name. We can give the meaningful name also, and then press enter and make sure that you are pressing a tab. Okay, followed by, because this is your function body. The function body starts after you give the tab. Okay, you need to give the indentation. Okay, here this is the one, and square me or 2 if I give. So this is my, so using def, we are going to create a function or define a function, user defined function. The function name is square me here, and this is your parameter, okay, or the parameter. So if you, and then return statement, the function should return a value. The same value I'm multiplying it, okay. So how do I use this function? You need to call this function by specifying the function name. And then if you pass the value to, the 2 will get copied here. While returning it, 2 into 2 is 4. That is what we'll get it. This is what a simple, this is how you can get a simple function. Okay, the other way what we can do is, the result of this one, I'm going to store it in a variable. Okay, and yeah, so print result. You can store that way also. Print result. Square me will give me 4. That one I can assign it a variable. That variable I can print it here. If you assign it a variable, you can add something else, right, with this one. So now, see, what is the difference between these two, lambda function? In this case, you need to give a function name. Here, you don't have to give any function. You don't have to give any function name. Like square me and all, it is not required. Directly, you can use the lambda function. And then if you want to use more than one parameter, that is also possible. Okay, x comma y, you can use it, x comma y colon x plus y, and here you specify some value. Okay, and here you can use the same thing, 65 comma 5. Okay, yeah, you can use more than one parameter also. Okay, x comma y comma z colon x into y plus z. If you want to do that, you can do it. Okay, but the difference is the lambda function, it doesn't require the function name. You can call it directly, you can use it directly here. But in the case of user defined function, you have to define a function with the name. Okay, and then return statement should be there. The function should have the return statement. Okay, and then what you do is you can call the function like this. Okay, here, how did I call this function? I simply use square me here, right? So for it, okay, supposing here I don't, okay, let me do one thing. Okay, Swarna's question is, do I have to use the list here? Without using list, can't I pass the value like this to lambda function? That is what our question. Okay, here what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 2 here. Okay, I'm going to remove all this, the rest of the things. So in this case, this 2 will get copied here. The 2 will come here. 2 to the power 2 is 4. Okay. So like, this function, name the function, how you can pass the value to this function, right? How you can call the same way you can call the lambda function also. You can pass the value to a lambda function, or you can call the lambda function like this. But here we don't have the name for the function name. Instead, we are using lambda, hence it is called anonymous function. But this is a user defined function. Okay, this is how you can create a function here. So now with this, you need to compare with this one. What is the apply function? Yeah, so the Swarna's question is, why should I use apply function? Can't I use it directly? See, in the case of lambda function, right, you need to call the function, right? Similarly, when you use apply function, it applies this function on this grouped value. Okay, that is what it does. You cannot use it lambda alone. You need to use apply function, right? So that is what we did it. Right? Yeah. You break this. How do you learn it? What you do is you take this one and query this, copy paste it, and then you just move this cell up, break the complex and smaller pieces, and test one by one. Look here, in this case, the price column have 2 records for the Ohm's HEPA air purifier. Now we don't have any missing value here. Okay, next I just move up here, and price we have 6 records at the missing values. Now we will see what is the status here. It still shows 6, right? Earlier it was showing 6, 8. 1 second, let me just. Initially it was showing 8. Since we have performed the data imputation for Ohm's HEPA air purifier, it got reduced to 1. Ideally 7 should be there, and somewhere else, somewhere else also we did something. Hence, it got reduced to 6, right? Yes. What other things we can do it now to perform the data imputation? Rest of them, you follow the same. For example, here, this product. Next, what other product we have missing values? You just go up here, and we have, look here, off diameter clock. The product name is there. You just copy this and check the similar way. Do you have any records available for the same thing? In this case, we have only one record is there for this product. Unlike Ohm's HEPA air fire, here we have only one record. Even this record I have missing value. We don't have any clue. In this kind of situation, it is not our responsibility. We need to ask the customer, hey, for this, I don't find any price here. Can you give me the price? Even in this case also, you need to check with them. Can I do it this way? I don't see any price, but I have another record for the same product which has a price in it. Can I take that and replace it with? Yes, you can go ahead. If you say, then you do it. Same way, you try it out for quantity. Check why the quantity is not getting updated, right? So we are not able to assign the. Yeah, you can use fill any. We have used fill any, right? 1 second. NP dot mean. What is the price? No, quantity. You want to see the quantity, right? Yeah, quantity. I just want to see the quantity. 27 is there. And here, fill any, we have used it. And when I did the np.me, it was giving 5206, something like that, right? I will just check it out here. Fill any, it is doing fill any, but okay. Here, in place equal to true, we have to do. Got it? I was just, all of you are sleeping here. And if I go and do this, the quantity should show 0 now. Look here, 0. In place equal to true. Guys, please wake up. Please wake up. All data entry job, whatever